The axe falls. Bronze bites into divine flesh. And from the wound in the Sky Father's skull, she emerges. Not screaming. Not helpless. But standing. Armored. Eyes blazing like the grey sea before a storm. This is no ordinary birth. This is Athena. And she has been waiting inside her father's mind, growing stronger with every passing moon, until not even the king of the gods could contain her any longer. But to understand this moment, we must go back. Back to a time when Zeus, ruler of Olympus, conqueror of Titans, still felt the cold grip of fear. You see, there was a prophecy. The same curse that had haunted his father Cronus and his grandfather Uranus before him. Any child born to Zeus might one day surpass him. Might overthrow him. Might cast him into the same darkness where the Titans now writhed in chains. And Zeus had fallen for someone dangerous. Metis. A Titan of surpassing cunning, whose very name meant wisdom, prudence, sagacity. She was pregnant with his child. And the whispers of Gaia and Uranus reached his ears. This child would be powerful. Perhaps too powerful. So Zeus did what the gods of old had always done when threatened by their offspring. He swallowed her. Metis, wise and beautiful, vanished down the throat of the thunder god, disappearing into the darkness of his divine body. Zeus believed he had solved the problem. He had absorbed her wisdom, made it his own, and surely destroyed the unborn threat. He was wrong. Months passed on Olympus. The gods feasted and quarreled and loved as they always did. But something was changing within Zeus. A pressure building behind his eyes. A presence that would not be silenced. The headaches began slowly at first. A dull throb behind his temples. Then sharper. More insistent. Until one day the king of the gods fell to his knees, clutching his skull, screaming with an agony that shook the marble halls of heaven. Imagine it! The most powerful being in existence, brought low by pain he cannot escape. The other gods watch, horrified, helpless. What force could possibly wound the wielder of thunderbolts from within? Zeus called for Hephaestus. The divine smith, god of the forge, whose hands had crafted wonders beyond mortal imagining. And he gave him an impossible command. Take your axe. Split my head open. End this. Hephaestus raised the blade. Bronze forged in volcanic fire, sharp enough to cleave reality itself. One breath. Two. Then the strike. And from the wound, from the gash in the Sky Father's skull, she emerged. Athena. Fully grown. Fully armed. Her shield gleaming, her helm crested, her grey eyes seeing everything, judging everything. She was not born crying like mortal children. She was born complete. Perfect. Ready. In that moment, something extraordinary happened. Zeus looked upon his daughter, this being who should have been his nemesis, his destroyer, and he felt not fear, but love. A bond forged in the strangest of circumstances, but unbreakable nonetheless. Of all his many children, scattered across heaven and earth, Athena would become his favorite. His closest companion. His most trusted counselor. She was everything the other gods were not. Where Mars brought only bloodlust and chaos to battle, Athena brought strategy. Where Aphrodite ruled through passion and desire, Athena championed reason and restraint. She was the goddess of wisdom, yes, but also of skill, of craft, of the weaver's loom and the warrior's spear alike. She understood that true strength lies not in brute force, but in knowing when and how to act. And she was committed to her independence in a way few gods ever were. A virgin goddess, unwed and unbowed. Not because she lacked suitors, but because she chose herself. Chose her work. chose her wisdom over the chaos of divine romance. But even Athena could not entirely escape the ugliness of Olympus. Hephaestus, the smith god, wanted her? Perhaps he thought their shared association with craft made them suited. Perhaps he simply could not accept that any woman, mortal or divine, might refuse him. Whatever his reasoning, when Athena rejected his proposal of marriage, he tried to take what she would not give. He attempted to force himself upon her. Athena fought back. She was no helpless maiden but a warrior goddess, and she resisted him successfully. But in the struggle, his seed fell upon her leg. Disgusted, she wiped it away with a tuft of wool and cast it down upon the earth below. And from that discarded thing, from soil and divine essence and shame, something grew. Erichthonius. A strange creature, half man, half serpent, with a human torso but a snake's tail where legs should be. Now, Athena could have abandoned this being. She had never carried him. Never wanted him. He was the product of violence done against her. But that was not Athena's way. She took responsibility. She arranged his upbringing, his education, his protection. And in time, she made him king of Athens itself. When he died, she transformed him into stars, placing him in the heavens as the constellation Auriga, the charioteer, where he rides forever across the night sky. This is what makes Athena different from so many of the Olympians. Not cold perfection, but complicated wisdom. Not cruelty, but unexpected compassion. And she extended that compassion to mortals too. She became the guardian of heroes. When Perseus faced the Gorgon Medusa, whose gaze turned men to stone, Athena guided his hand. When Odysseus wandered for 10 long years trying to return home from Troy, it was Athena who whispered in his ear, who sent favorable winds, who saw in his cunning a reflection of her own nature. When Heracles faced his impossible labors, Athena stood beside him. She loved humanity in a way few gods did. She saw potential where others saw only weakness. Yet she could also be merciless when her pride was wounded. There was once a mortal weaver named Arachne, whose skill with thread and loom was said to rival even the goddess herself. Some say Arachne boasted. Some say she merely told the truth. But Athena heard, and Athena came, and the two faced each other in a contest of craft. Arachne's tapestry was flawless. Perhaps even more beautiful than Athena's own work. And that could not be allowed. In her rage, Athena struck the mortal girl. Arachne, in despair, tried to hang herself. But even in punishment, Athena showed a twisted kind of mercy. She would not let Arachne die. Instead she transformed her, shrinking her body, multiplying her limbs, cursing her to weave forever. As a spider. The gods giveth, and the gods taketh away. Athens bore her name, and their fortunes rose and fell together. When she competed against Poseidon for the city's patronage, he struck the earth and brought forth a spring. Impressive, but the water was salt. Useless. Athena planted an olive tree. Food. Oil. Wood. Life itself. The Athenians chose wisely. They chose her. And so Athena Parthenos, the virgin. Athena Glaucopes, the grey-eyed. Athena Pallas, whose name carries echoes of friendship and of war. She became the symbol of civilization itself. Of the belief that wisdom could triumph over chaos, that skill could shape a better world, that the mind was the greatest weapon of all. We still invoke her today, though we have forgotten her name. Every time we choose strategy over impulse. Every time we value knowledge over brute strength. Every time a woman refuses to be diminished, refuses to be silenced, refuses to be anything less than complete. Athena is there. Grey eyes watching. Judging. Waiting to see what we will become. She was born fully formed from the mind of a